The following is a 45 TV sports presentation. 45 TV.
For 75 years, the state of Minnesota has seen the puck drop on the boys' high school hockey tournament. It's more than a game. It's a chance to root for your high school, your town, or your community. It's become a part of our fabric, our culture, our way of life. It's where our boys have turned into legends. Mayasich, Housley, Broughton, Spihar, and Bessie. One state, one tourney, one game. Welcome to our past, our present, and our future. Welcome to the state of hockey. 75 years and counting.
This is White Bear Lake's 19th appearance in the state tournament. Since 1945, they're still looking for their first ever quarterfinal victory. They'll face off against the number 2 seed Blaine Bengals, looking for their first state championship in 19 years. The number 19 could be lucky for one of these teams in our first quarterfinal game in Class AA. You can see the bracket there, and good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, I guess, here on the opening day of Class AA action. The only thing we know for certain is that there will be a new Class AA champion. Minnetonka was knocked off in the section tournament. Again, good morning, everyone. I'm Tom Hauser, along with Mike McGraw and Dave Palmquist. Edina is the number 1 seed in this tournament. But Dave, that's always a precarious place to be, because you know the other 7 teams are all gunning for you.
They certainly are going to be gunning for Edina. They are loaded, Mike, high, and they've got a lot of Division I players. But with that comes the pressure of being that number 1 seed. That first game in the state tournament, everybody wants to win that first game, get to the semifinals, continue playing here at the XL Energy Center. Edina's loaded, but they're going to have others coming at them, and that pressure of the first game is going to be very interesting to see how they react tonight.
And Mike, I think top to bottom, any one of these 8 teams could win this tournament, but which one do you think is the biggest threat after Edina?
Well, I think from my observations this year, being all watching the teams, it has to be Blaine right now. They're coming in on a long winning streak. They play the game the right way. Also, I think on the bottom bracket, Duluth East, I don't think anybody wants to play a Mike Randolph team at this time of the year. Those kids are really playing well. Watch for Ricky Lyle in their lineup.
And let's take a look at some of the storylines that we'll be watching here in the Class AA tournament. A lot of high-end talent. 5 Mr. Hockey finalists in the tournament. And again, number 1 seed Edina is 7-0, Dave, against the field.
You know, the other teams are looking to turn the table on that. They have played well throughout. They are ready to go. All these teams are battle tested and are ready to challenge Edina for that top spot this year.
Yeah, and a couple of big winning streaks there for the Cadets and for Blaine. It's going to be a fascinating tournament. Class AA quarterfinal action continues here on 45 TV after our break.
The pregame show is brought to you by Greater Twin Cities Honda Dealers, proud sponsors of Minnesota Youth Hockey.
Welcome back to the XL Energy Center. To give you an idea of how tough this field is in Class AA, White Bear Lake only 4 losses on the season, and they're not even seeded in this tournament among the top 5, Dave.
Incredible, and I really see them as a sleeper in this tournament. You look at this first round matchup today, White Bear looks like a team that can pull off an upset today. Certainly a year ago they had 10 sophomores playing, a little fearful in that section final. Not this year. Tim Sager's team, look at the elation there. They finally get over their hurdle, beat Hill Murray, and are back in the tournament first time since 2011.
You gotta love that celebration. And then Blaine, only 2 losses on the season, Mike.
Well, when you think of Blaine, you don't stop with Bryce Brodzinski. You also look ahead to Cole Hansen, Carson Reichels, Nick Hauk. All of these kids play well. This is a big team. They're physical. They skate well. They pursue the puck, and they finish all of their checks. They're tough to play against.
The only thing more exciting than the section finals is the Minnesota State Tournament. You're watching it right now on 45 TV.
It doesn't get any more Minnesota than this. It's cold. There's another blizzard coming in, and we're hitting the AA bracket at the Boys State High School Hockey Championships. Good afternoon and welcome to the XL Energy Center. Doug McLeod alongside Lou Nanny. We're back. It's a threat or a promise, depending on your point of view. We've done a lot of games together, Lou, but this is really the pinnacle of hockey to a lot of people in this state. We've got two great teams here who were supposed to see each other this year, but because of all this weather, it didn't happen.
As a matter of fact, Tim Sager, the coach of White Bear Lake, says that was the omen. He says, I told that to Carol, that means we're going to meet in the state tournament, which they are doing tonight. And it should be a wonderful match. These two teams are both quality hockey clubs. When you look at them, though, they got a considerable difference in the scoring abilities. When you look at that top line from Blaine, they've got 86 goals scored. That's a remarkable number. Yeah. Now, if you look over at the White Bear team, each Brzezinski and Reichels has got more goals themselves than the whole first line. So when the coach says we got to play a structured game, he means it because he knows that firepower that Blaine has.
In AA hockey, bigger schools, more kids available. A lot of times you can go three lines, you can roll your lines too, and that comes into effect.
Well, now that we've got to the tournament, over the years I've seen it evolve, and now it seems every team's got four lines that could play, but really three lines that are sensational. As you look in right at the screen, when you look at Brzezinski, you look at Reichels, and you look at Hulk, you got three quality players. You never know where they're going to end up, but you do know they got a future in hockey somewhere.
We'll meet the players now. Let's go down to the ice, and a state tournament legend on the microphone, Dave Wright.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to XL Energy Center and the 75th Annual State Boys High School Hockey Tournament. Today's game is a Class A quarterfinal between the champions of Section 4 with a record of 21-4-1, the White Bear Lake Bears, and the champions of Section 5 with a record of 22-2-2, the Blaine Bengals. Before we meet the rosters for both teams, let's meet the cheerleaders for Blaine. Katrina Freeze, Jadlyn Nordland, McKenna Schober, Julia Gunderson, Marita Dupre, Evelyn Cassett, and Benny the Bengal. Now let's meet the rosters for both teams for this quarterfinal game. First, let's meet White Bear Lake. Junior winger number 5, Grant Hofel. Junior center number 6, Samuel Verkirky. Junior winger number 7, Zachary Kuyama. Junior winger number 8, Samuel Newpower. Sophomore winger number 9, Leighton Rowe. Junior winger number 10, Billy Rose. Senior defenseman number 11, Jacob Klein. Junior winger number 12, Tristan Johnson. Senior defenseman number 16, Cooper Anderson. Sophomore defenseman number 17, Joey Franello. Junior defenseman number 18, Brady O'Brien. Sophomore forward number 20, Ethan Morkey. Junior forward number 21, Carter Collins. Junior defenseman number 22, Luke Hollis. Sophomore forward number 23, Tyler McKenzie. Senior center number 26, Chase Bill. Senior defenseman number 28, Spencer Millard. Senior center number 29, Blake Meister. Junior goaltender number 30, Tyler Steffens. goaltender number 33, Evan Fox. The assistant coaches are Chris Anderson and Derek Simon. Head coach Tim Sager, the White Bear Lake Bears. Now let's meet Blaine. Senior goaltender number 1, Joe Danninger.
Hey, Grandma.
Junior defenseman number 3, Zach Schaefer.
Hey, Grandpa.
Junior defenseman number 6, Mason Streeter.
Hey, Grandpa.
Senior forward number 7, Cole Algren.
Mom, hey, Dad.
Junior forward number 8, Hunter Hansen.
Hey, Mom, hey, Dad.
Senior forward number 9, Will Hillman.
Hey, Mom, hey, Grandma.
Senior defenseman number 11, Noah Claudine.
Hey, Mom, what's up, Dad?
Senior forward number 12, Ethan Scheibe.
Hey, Mom.
Freshman defenseman number 14, Finn Loftus. Junior forward number 15, Cam Sjoberg.
Hey, Dad.
Junior forward number 17, Carson Rickles.
Hey, Mom and Dad.
Junior forward number 18, Cole Hansen. Junior forward number 19, Zach Busick. Sophomore forward number 20, Jack Ryman. Senior defenseman number 21, Nick Houghton.
What's up,
Senior
Bestel?
forward number 22, Bryce Brodzinski.
Hey, Tony.
Junior forward number 24, Sean Schweiger. Junior defenseman number 25, Kaden Brzezinski. Junior forward number 29, Braden Lindsay. And junior goaltender number 31, Jonah Simonson. The assistant coaches are Jonathan Kell and Nick Kuhlenkamp. Head coach Chris Carroll, the Blaine Bengals. Here are the officials assigned for today's game. On the lines is Craig Teets of Moorhead, Reed Hutton of East Grand Forks. Your referees, Ron Laturi of Bemidji, Tyler Landman of Roseau. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, we ask you all please stand, remove your hats, and face the flag, and join the Blaine Band under the direction of Michael Hebert as they lead us in our national anthem.
White Bear Lake and Blaine are set to cross sticks and down in the middle of everything between the benches. Charlie Bailey, hey Charlie.
Hey, Doug, on this 75th state hockey tournament, a story of generations for you from the White Bear Lake bench. Number 9, Leighton Road. His uncle, Sean, wearing the same number 9 in 1996, scored the overtime winner against Hill Murray to send White Bear Lake to the state tournament. Last week, Leighton had a key goal. You saw it in the highlight package against Hill Murray to send White Bear Lake to the state tournament. Some symmetry there, guys.
Very interesting, and stories galore throughout every state tournament. There's a look at Leighton Road. Spells it R-O-E-D, a sophomore. So here are our starting goalies tonight.
Well, speaking about stories, in goal, you look at Joe Denninger. He's played all the games. You don't find that too often coming in here. He's got terrific numbers, as you can see. And in the other net, another story, because Tyler Steffens, the backup, was 9-0. Yet even Foss did win this position. He's played very well, and Coach Sager feels extremely confident in him. So the goaltenders, as always, the most important people on the ice, and we'll see what happens here this afternoon.
Today's starting goalies brought to you by Holiday Station Stores. And boy, that position has got a spotlight on it all the time, and sometimes even when the score looks all right, if a goalie is having an issue. I was thinking of the section finals the other day. St. Thomas Academy pulled its starting goalie after one, and they were leading 2-0. But they just felt he's fighting the puck a little bit, and you know, they changed, and on they came.
Well, it's the most important position in hockey. You talk about quarterback in football, they're only on the field half the time, and of course pitching in baseball, a lot of times they're 5-6 innings. Goaltender's in there. He's playing well all 60 minutes, and he is the most important person.
Blaine Bengals wearing the blue and white, throw the puck into the White Bear Lake zone, and we're underway with the lid lifter to the Class AA state tournament here in St. Paul. Great to have you with us. The Blue Nanny, Doug McLeod. Boy, it's great to be back in the state tournament. A long time gone after a long time here. Here's Spencer Millard now for White Bear Lake, and the Bears will play it away. Suburban East Conference power changing on the fly as the puck comes into the Blaine zone, and the Blaine Bengals out of Northwest Suburban North Conference. Here's an attempt to throw it behind the net for Busick. Checking there between the lines. So many games can be won or lost between the blue lines. We'll see how important the neutral zone is in this game and indeed in this tournament.
Well, you have to like the way Blaine's moving that puck up ice quickly, and that's what they want to do. They want to have a quick transition. And they've got some real good puck carriers and handlers like Hillman down behind the net, number 9 there.
That was Will Hillman, the senior, taking off with a check, but he's back scrapping down there with Jake Klein, number 11. That's Fratellone 17 now for White Bear. And the puck turned up and out and whacked back in again by Blaine's Caden Brzezinski.
Fradellone's got the puck right now. He's the guy he's a defenseman. He's only 145 pounds, 5'7", but he's clever with the puck, and as long as you got the head, it makes up for size, and it certainly does in his case.
Schoberg rattles it around the boards for Blaine. The puck dancing around in the opening moments of the AA quarterfinals at the XL Energy Center in St. Paul. A long-range drive by Houck, flings it low. Backhanded away, kept in by Houck at the blue line. And a scramble puts the puck to neutral, but no matter what White Bear does to get it out of its zone, Blaine works it right back in again.
Blaine likes to put a lot of pressure on them as quick as they can. If they get the opportunity, they'll come in hard with 2 guys. Right there, they were making a line change, so they were only able to get 1, and White Bear got out of the zone very nicely.
Houck, 34 points from left defense. Turns the puck out now for Blaine, and the Bengals, Nick Houck, gallops through. Fires it low. Foss starting the fight to his right, as you see as he looks at it. Everybody piles on the end boards. Little spade work back down there by Anderson. And it's turned out by the White Bear Lake Bears. Here they come, streaming into the zone. Anderson. And a drive comes wide. Punched back low again. Carried back by Chase Bill, senior left winger. They wrap it up to the line. And a long drive comes on from Millard. Turned away by Daninger. Now the play is down low. For checking 2. The puck's shoveled away by Meister. And that'll finally freeze up with 13:28 to go in the first period. The early moments of AA state tournament hockey are scoreless.
Today's first period is brought to you by Giants Ridge. Unplug, reconnect, and make giant memories at Giants Ridge.
It's scoreless early, and Lou Nanny, how about our keys to this game?
Well, Doug, White Bear's got to get that puck deep and grind. They don't want to take a penalty at a high power play percentage that Blaine has, and Blaine's got to have a fast transition. They want to create turnovers. They like playing this game at high speed. They're very quick, and they're very good on the transition.
Today's keys to the game brought to you by Greater Twin Cities Honda, proud sponsors of Minnesota youth hockey. The face in the White Bear zone. Will Hillman, number 9. Crouching for the draw for Blaine. His opposite was Leighton Road.
I saw Blaine do something a little different there. They took Ryan in the center and put him in the shooting position. They want him with that great shot in case they win the draw to get the shot on net.
Here comes Leighton Road. They ride it into the corner. Everybody jumps low. Punched back in. Throw the puck down low and play it there.
That's what you're going to see White Bear try and do a lot. They want to get it down behind the defenseman and grind him out.
Oldfeld plays it back low again. That's new power, number 8. Leighton Road, number 9 with new power. And turned back by Blaine. And now it's White Bear Lake's turn to wind up in its own, or Blaine's turn rather, to wind up in its own zone for a little longer than it would like. That will stop play with 12:34 to go in the first period. Today's closed captioning is brought to you by Minnesota Touchstone Energy Cooperatives. Together, we save. The White Bear Lake Bears have won 4 in a row coming into the state tournament by a combined score of 17-4. They won 6 of their last 7. Blaine is on a 12-game winning streak. Again, as Lou mentioned in our open, it is scheduled to play White Bear Lake. But that got snowed out, as did a number of teams' games. There are teams that lost as many as 4 games due to the weather. And that shot sails around low. Turned back out now by White Bear Lake. The Bears gallop to neutral. Billy Rose is there. They swing over the line. Here through the trapezoid comes Bill. Chase Bill. And out comes Blaine. Long angle pass on the tape to Carson Reichels. And that comes down low onto Evan Foss. White Bear Lake has been in this tournament many times, has yet to take home the big prize.
That's quite a few appearances when you look at 19. And look at how many times he lost by 1 goal, 2 in overtime. And this club has been here a lot. They haven't been able to win it, but they've got a team right now they believe in and has a good chance. And they had to come through a tough Hill Murray team in the regional finals to get here.
White Bear Lake not only played in the very first Minnesota high school hockey tournament, but the White Bear Lake Bears played in the first game and scored the first goal. George Kiefer, a name that should be in memory somewhere. George Kiefer scored the first goal in the history of state tournament hockey, and he was a White Bear Lake Bear at the time. By the way, the championship game in 1945, Deep River Falls was in it against Evelyn. 4,000 people. And now you got a waiting list to get championship game tickets.
Well, 4,000 is still good in those days, too,
yeah,
when you stop to think about it.
At the old auditorium.
Almost filled it up, that old place. You know, Billy Butter's one of the great alumni, great players for White Bear Lake, played professionally with the Saints and the North Stars, and now he's the chaplain, Christian leader for pro teams and the college teams.
Tough dude. Saw him not too many minutes ago. Pulled away now by Schaefer to the line. It's whipped back in by White Bear Lake. Blaine with the puck in its own zone.
White Bears doing the kind of forecheck they want to. They don't want to let this Blaine team get out that easily. But
Hillman got around, cutting in, shooting, and a save by Foss. Evan Foss stoned. A nice move by Hillman. And again, Blaine goes to the attack, but not for long. White Bear Lake Away to neutral ice comes New Power. And they'll fling it deep at Shane. The Blaine Bengals trying to get out of their zone now with increasing pressure from White Bear Lake. Blake Meister is number 29, pulls out of a crowd. Here's Bill. Puck popped away, and Blaine comes away.
Smart change. Get the puck deep. Once you cross the blue line or the red line, get it in there, and you do not want to be changing when the other team's got possession. So that was a good change by Blaine. After excellent pressure by White Bear Lake, he's playing a very sound game and a strong forechecking game, the thing they wanted to do.
9:41 to go in the opening first period of AA hockey. Hillman with some pretty moves, but right now this game is scoreless.
You're singled out. There's a lot of media attention. You're on TV, all those things, which I think throughout the state of Minnesota, you know, when you get to be a part of the state tournament, you're representing your community. Everybody sees you on TV, and it's a special honor.
I can remember when Phil played, that's when they didn't have the hockey pads. Remember when they were trying to sweatpants?
Oh, yeah.
I can still picture them out on the ice wearing those sweatpants for South St. Paul.
That was a little experiment that lasted not very long.
Thankfully.
Thankfully. That it just, I don't know how many of you remember that. What was it? Was it Notre Dame was one of the first college teams to do that, I think. And several
Philadelphia Flyers won for a long time.
Yes, that's right.
God, they looked off.
I don't think much is going to top the Vancouver Canucks the year they hired a color psychologist. But we probably should just leave that alone. Fortunately, things have settled down over the years. Here's a puck now in the White Bear Lake zone. There is no score in the game. Great to have you with us on the 75th Minnesota High School Boys Hockey Tournament. Now driving, White Bear Lake. Tried a long center from Millard. Nothing there. Picked off in the high slot. Hot drive off the backhand is right on. And Danager has the measure of that.
Well, I got to tell you, Millard made a couple of real nice shots and a great play right here. Look at the nice backhand pass there to Rose, and Rose goes in for the shot. Quite a play by Millard. He's looking very good on the defense back there for White Bear Lake. He's 6'4", big guy, biggest guy on the team easily, and boy, he's got a good head on his shoulders making plays down there.
Guys are getting bigger and bigger in hockey, as they are, of course, in all sports, as all males are, and I guess females are too. But you really notice it in high school. And then they get into college, and coaches say, well, he's not very big. We got to get him in the weight room. He's big enough for high school.
Well, you look at this Blaine team, they've got a real big team.
Yeah.
A lot of size in their team.
Well, when you can get some size and some decent team speed, you've got something. Here comes Hillman again. Weaving behind the net. Hillman still holding. Punched in from the point by Streeter. Mason Streeter holding the point and keeping the puck alive down there. The Blaine Bengals on the attack down low. Ryman. And a long drive blocked in traffic. Gathered in by Will Hillman. Hillman punches it over. Just misfired on the way to Ryman. And a dangerous pair there. To the point. Out. And that's going to throw him offside if they just fling it in.
Well, I'll tell you, that Will Hillman has really shown some hand skills in this game thus far. He's made a couple of great rushes. The one that he walked in, the goalie had to make the save on. And he almost similarly did it again down there. And he's been moving that puck so well to his teammates. He looks very, very good with the puck. And dangerous.
Brady O'Brien picked up the puck deep in his own zone, but it's going to be kept alive by Blaine, continuing the attack. Both teams able to try and set their forechecks for seconds to minutes at a time in this first period, and then it goes the other way. Very entertaining. Now they jump into the corner. Shots on goal, dead even at 4. As they scrum along the advertising down the left wing. Dragged out now by O'Brien. Tried to throw one into the circle, but that threaded its way through everybody. Thrown back now by Caden Brzezinski for Blaine, and turned out by White Bear Lake. Here come the White Bear Lake area Bears. Broken up. Another chance. O'Brien skids down the boards. Picked off at the line, and a shot that looked like it was going to have some smoke on it was blocked before it went anywhere. From behind the net, the centering pass, no, and a point-blank drive was stopped again by Daninger, who's made a couple of sparklers in this period. Now Blaine on the rush back the other way. Punched away to the corner. Nothing doing there. Bengals on the attack. And they will throw the puck low and let White Bear Lake turn it deep.
Well, Rhodes had a couple of chances here, and that last one was a great one. And watch this guy.
Gary Holfeld plays it low. Grant Holfeld taken down by Schaefer. Going right up the slot, too. Back comes Blaine. A shot, score! A drive from the circle by Bryce Brodzinski. His 85th point of the year. And the Blaine Bengals are on the board.
And a great setup by Carson Reichels that just dropped that pass to him as Brodzinski came behind him. Got a good shot from his forehand. He's on the left side, which gives him a better angle to shoot at the net. And you see he sees a lot of net on the far side. He uses the defenseman as a screen, gets it by him, hits the far side of the net, and the Bengals go up 1-0. Look at this, right through the screen, far side. Might have even deflected a bit because the thing seemed to drop a bit. You see the puck in there? I thought it was deflected. I might have just hit the defenseman just a tiny bit, enough to change direction, but enough to get into the net on the far side.
Little breaking ball as it came through, and regardless, it goes in. And Bryce Brodzinski has lit it up early for the Blaine Bengals. That is number 36 for Brodzinski. The assists go to Rickles and Houck at 11:09 of the first period.
And by the way, we got a Brodzinski and a Brodzinski, a defenseman Brodzinski. So they both sound the same here.
I'll let you worry that. Now Busick turns it back away here over the line for Blaine, coming right back. A drive turned to the corner. Action now in the White Bear Lake zone with 5:11 to go in the first period, and Blaine on the board. And Bryce Brodzinski. And a dandy shot, too. 36th, as I mentioned, on the year.
Quite a family, the Brodzinski family. They've had 3 great players up there, and their father Mike also played at St. Cloud, so they've had a history of a lot of hockey players playing in college and now in pro. They got 2 of his older brothers playing professionally.
Yep, and more coming up here, obviously. A leaning jab by Hillman couldn't deflect the puck. Pulled away now by White Bear Lake. Collins out of the zone. Turned back in the neutral zone by Schoberg. They swing on in. And the puck dances around and skids out to neutral ice. Recovered there by Brodzinski. The Blaine Bengals, whose most memorable state tournament appearance so far has to be in 2000, when they made their 4th tourney trip and started with a 4-1 win over Rochester Mayo. That came in with the best tourney record in the tournament field, 23-2. Blaine followed that win with a 4-3 against Hastings, which had been the state runner-up previous year. And then in the championship game, they buried Duluth East, of all teams, 6-0.
And by the way, Matt Hendricks was the star in that team, and he was a terrific player. Still is working and playing well. He's in Winnipeg now.
Now they whip it back down low. New power. And the puck dithers over to the corner and finally caught up with by Carson Rickles. And a cast of thousands, and a drive is turned away by Foss.
Well, the top line of Blaine, they just put a lot of pressure on you. They got great hand skills. They move the puck well and they forecheck well. So they've been giving White Bear fits here whenever they're on the ice.
3:10 to go in the first. 1-0 Blaine. And the goal in similar style to what he scored a lot this year. Bryce Brodzinski has a 36-game scoring streak going back to last season. Here's our fan cam brought to you by Xfinity Mobile, a new kind of network designed to save you money. And from 45 TV, joined by Dr. Chuck Elves. That's become... And there he is. In case there was any question, the doctor is in the house. quarterfinal number 1. And it's White Bear Lake and Blaine going at it with a right goodwill. Blaine 1, White Bear Lake nothing late in the opening period. Dr. Chuck gets a large group of fans around him, as you may imagine. The Doc. Puck alive now in the White Bear Lake zone. Dancing free behind the net. Turned away. And played back out by Blaine. Punched in from the line. Nothing doing there. Here's Blaine's Will Hillman. Pulled away by the White Bear Lake Bears. A long angle pass on the tape now to Klein. And Jake Klein wings it. Steered right through a running gun by Rose. Nothing doing there, but a moment of danger for Blaine goalie Joe Daninger. Did not get on him that time.
Yeah. We'll have another look at the goal here, which is a great play. You see the stick check there by Halka rolled, and a great pass up ice. Right on the mark to Reichels. Reichels with a great pass over to Brzezinski, and you see it. But that all was generated by the defensive work of Nick Halk. Made a nice poke check on the puck, and then he got it up fast. That's what they have to do, and they like to do. Blaine have a quick transition up ice, and it resulted in the goal.
That's why I like working with defensemen, because they always see what really started the play. There are hot dogs up front of the aquarium all the time, right?
Where the real money should be.
Yeah, okay, all right, here we go. Now a drive, and another one on to Daninger. And Joe Daninger locks the door with point-blank shots twice in a row.
Yeah, Rode had 2 great chances. Daninger looked solid on those. He's had a couple of tough saves back there, but he's made them. A couple of rebounds went right by that. He was lucky that they didn't get another shot from the White Bear forwards.
You have some favorite high school or new high school photos? We'd like to see them. Probably sorry we asked, but if you'd like to share them, join us on social media. Use the hashtag Tourneys on 45TV. 45TV, your home for high school sports. Send in those high school pictures. Gillespie hockey. Point blank shot. And a goal, and a beauty down low. And it's another close-in drive. It's 2-0.
Well, you saw that play developing right all alone in front of the net was Hansen, and he just buried it. A strong forecheck to the right of the net. The puck comes right out. Hansen was all alone, and he just fired it past the goaltender. Goaltender with really no chance. Watch the forecheck. You'll see it right here. They steal the puck there. You're going to get a little scrum around the net, and there's Hansen all alone in the slot area. And he didn't take any time getting rid of that puck, which was key in scoring that goal. Watch how fast he got it away right there. And Blaine up 2-0. That first line doing it again.
Hansen lights it up.
Well, we were talking about 86 goals for that line this year. Now they're at 88.
And nobody likely to stop him in the near future, it looks like. Cole Hansen.
And look at that line, 6'1", 6'1", and the third guy, Reichel, 6'2". So Brzezinski and Hansen 6'1", and Reichel 6'2". They're big, they're fast, they move the puck well, good hands. They're as dangerous as any line in the state.
Rickles has assists on both of those goals. That is Hansen's 13th of the year.
Did you see the nice little move? Just, I got to tell you, like Rickles just that backhand pass right out. Looked like there's 3 White Bear players there that are going to get the puck, and no, he makes a nice little backhand pass and it's right out there.
And doesn't it drive coaches crazy when a guy gets himself in great position for a shot, maybe has a good shot accuracy-wise, but dawdles with it or telegraphs it or for some reason doesn't get it off. Waits that extra beat, that extra step, whatever it is, and the angle's gone or the opportunity's gone.
You're right, Doug. That drives me crazy. You know, it's no secret that the guys with the most shots usually have the most goals or very close to it.
Yeah, funny thing about that. One of the profound statements in all of hockey that I ever heard is my longtime radio partner, Tom Vanelli, assistant co-head coach now at St. Thomas Academy, who often said there's no such thing as a bad shot on goal. So shoot it.
Well, not only that, and I've never gone downstairs after a game with anybody, any coach, any team that says, we shoot too much.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I've had lots of say we never shoot, but never we shoot too much.
10.5 seconds remaining in the first period. Blaine has jumped out to a 2-0 lead. on its lightning line. Brzezinski and Hansen striking for the goals in this first period.
And you know, you look at it, shots on goal, 9 for Blaine and 8 for White Bear. And White Bear's had some real quality shots. Manager made the save. So this game is closer than the score, essentially, but it's 2-0 because you got very, very capable goal scorers and dangerous on that first line of Blaine. To get an opportunity many times, they bury it.
Blaine has talked about being gritty, finishing checks, being fast and physical on the forecheck. And you've seen the Bengals do that over and over here in the first period. But there's a lot of hockey to go in the first game of our AA quarterfinals at the XL Energy Center in St. Paul this afternoon. So far, Blaine has come up 2-0.
Well, if I'm Coach Sager, you know, I'd be disappointed because we're down 2-0, but I'd also have some encouragement that we had some quality chances and we're capable of scoring goals. We'll get the chance.
2-0 Blaine after one, and down at ice level, here's Charlie Bailey.
Thanks, guys. And here with Coach Tim Sager. Coach, every tournament's new experience for every group. How are your players taking in this experience?
I think we're a little tight right away. We look mentally fatigued right now. We got to just jump back and have fun. Our motto all year has been grind it out. Don't worry about your last play. Just keep going. We started moving the puck, getting the puck down low a few shifts. We saw some success. Got a couple of good chances. We just need to tighten up. Even on the second goal here, we tried to jam it back up the wall when there was nothing there. So they got to loosen up, talk to one another, make some good plays. And again, that big line for them, we got to make sure we're aware of where everybody's at.
That late goal in the period, does that change anything for you in the second?
No, we're just a grind team. We got to keep doing what we got to do, and we got to win some puck races. We got to get the puck in. We got to finish our checks, and when we do that, we're down there and we can make some plays.
Appreciate it, Coach. Good luck in the second.
Thank you.
Well, he's right. He's got to just get in there and make sure those players know that they've had quality chances. They've had opportunities to score goals. It's early in the game. Even though it's 2-0, they just got to cut down on a mistake here or there in their own zone and do what they've been doing when they get in the offensive zone and put pucks on the net.
This team has survived a lot, including a furious onslaught for Bill Murray in the 4AA finals. And so White Bear Lake and Blaine will come back. Second period coming, 2-0 Blaine.
The first intermission is brought to you by Tria Orthopedic Center. For the athlete in all of us, there's Tria.
Welcome back to the XL Energy Center. Blaine leading White Bear Lake by a score of 2-0 after one period of play. You know, when it comes to picking the best teams of the past 75 years of this tournament, well, it's a monumental, if not impossible task. However, we took a shot at it. Here's a look at our top 5.
At number 5, Lakeville North from 2015.
Breaking his stick was Jack Bailey. They keep it in, they score!
At number 4, Hill Murray from 1983.
Scott Faust won the faceoff. They score! Hill Murray goes in front 4-3. 1 second. It is all over on the Hill Murray Pioneers are the state high school hockey champions of '83.
At number 3, Edina from 1974.
Weber behind the net, up to the right wing, a shot from Andre, they score for the point. Edina leads 4-3.
At number 2, International Falls from 1965. And at number 1, Bloomington Jefferson from 1993.
When you look at Bloomington Jefferson, 174 goals they scored this season, giving up just 27.
That year, we probably played, we did play the hardest schedule, I think, in the state, and we won every game, 27 games by 3 goals. It was just a great group of young men.
Jefferson brings it in over the line. Peterson takes it in deep, trying to circle around for the stop. A little puck in front. A shot and a goal! The penalty expires, but Jefferson with the near man advantage scores and has a 1-0 lead.
11 Division I hockey players on one high school team. That's pretty special with a coach that has won and been so successful. It truly was one of the best teams in the state.
Very unselfish group of players. And talking to the coach, Tom Satterdahl, he says they really care about each other. Doesn't matter if it's on the ice or off the ice.
When looking back, it was pretty impressive. But at the time, I don't think that there was any one player that was so unbelievable that set them apart from everybody else. We all kind of looked at ourselves as important parts of the team.
It wasn't going to be given to us. We had to go out and take it. And we knew if we played our brand of hockey, which was teamwork, that we could ultimately achieve success.
Picks it up himself, off with the other Thompson. Jones in the corner, out in front to score! Oh, what a pretty goal by Nick Jekyll!
We were very confident, but we were also, everyone trusted each other that guys are going to block shots, guys are going to score goals, Caps is going to stop the puck.
Jones gets it out to center ice, but this is play. Thompson taking the control. Thompson walks out in front, a quick shot and a score! Nick Jekyll! He swooped in on that loose puck.
I remember it had like 11 Division I hockey players in the starting 4 lines and top three defensemen. So it was so loaded.
In the tournament at that time, for their performance and the performance of all the teams I've seen in the tournament, that's the best team in tournaments that I can say, would be the best team of all time.
There were so many great Jefferson teams, Mike. It doesn't surprise me that one of them is the #1 team.
Looking back at that group of players, all the Division I kids they had on that team, to me, the thing that stuck out most for me was how well those kids played together. They were not selfish. They were all really good, and they shared the pucks. They only needed one. Some really good teams, they need 4 or 5 pucks, Tom.
The team that stuck out for me, the 1974 Edina East squad, they were trailing Henry Sibley 3-0 in the third period, scored 5 unanswered goals to win that game. They were another great team. Dave, your thoughts?
Great, and there's so many great memories for us, and it's those memories that puts us back in time. The '83, the Cooperalls, those teams, nobody will ever forget those. And then as
hard as we try, no one will forget them.
And the old Civic Center glass, those are great memories. Terry Strypek with those Hill Murray teams, a lot of fun memories, a lot of great teams.
I remember that '74 Edina team, Tom. I sat right behind the bench at the old Met watching Willard Eichel work his magic. It was unbelievable. That man was so calm and just was positive with the kids the whole game, even when they were down 3-0.
And that Edina East Sibley game, the first state tournament game I ever attended as a 12-year-old at the old Met Center. Great memories of this tournament that I'm sure all of our viewers have as well. Our coverage will continue after this.
Babe.
It was no surprise who scored Blaine's first goal. Also not a surprise that a lot of good offensive chances begin in the defensive zone, Mike.
That's for sure. If you watch the play here, Nick Howe makes this play coming up. He defends well with his stick. Most kids stop the play there. He gets the puck, and then the silky nice pass up to Carson Rickles to the shooter, Bryce Brzezinski. Enjoy that goal watching this young man shoot. He shoots it like a pro already.
And then just a couple minutes later, Cole Hansen makes it 2-0, Dave.
Well, Blaine goes to work down low here. Really nice play by Carson Rickles here. Cole Hansen finishes in front here. White Bear Lake needs to get to work like Blaine's working down low if they're going to get back into this game this second period.
Today's stats are brought to you by Education Minnesota, the voice for professional educators and students. And this game is pretty even on the stat sheet. Shots on goal, scoring chances. But Mike, on the most important part, the score, it is right now Blaine with a 2-0 lead. Our coverage continues on 45 TV.
This is the great thing about Minnesota hockey, I think, because some kids this age and even younger, they've already been skating on frozen backyards and in arenas someplace. So by the time they get to high school, they've been on skates 10 years or more. And it's just in their blood. And what a great event to come to the Minnesota High School Hockey Tournament. We are in the AA quarterfinals, the first game of the afternoon here at the XL Energy Center in St. Paul with Lou Nanny, Doug McLeod. Great to have you with us across the Northland, across the United States, and around the world, streaming on prep45.com. Later on, the Lakeview South Cougars and the Eden Prairie Eagles will try events, but we've got a good game here and a critical start of the second period for White Bear Lake.
Well, White Bear Lake's got to be happy about everything except in front of their net. They've just got to clean that up somewhat. They've had some chances themselves. They've done a lot of things they wanted to do, but they can't give up opportunities from right in front.
And, of course, Blaine wants to jump in there and pounce right away, and that's what they tried to do. Very potent forecheck of the Blaine Bengals, as we have seen tonight and as opponents have seen all year long. So the second period is underway, and so are we from the XL Energy Center on 45 TV and Prep45.com. Doug McLeod, Lou Nanny, Charlie Beatty, and a cast of thousands. Do share your tweets. Do you have some high school pictures? Oh, I want to see the hair. I want to see the clothes. I'm not showing you any of my high school pictures, but well, we'll see some of yours.
Not mine. They didn't have cameras then.
That doggone indoor ice ruined everything, too, didn't it? Here's a drive now by Streeter. Score! And Blaine lights it up before the period is yet a minute old. At 37 seconds, Mason Streeter, and the one thing that White Bear Lake did not want to have has happened, and that's an early goal to Hansen. It's 3-0 Blaine.
Shot from the point, a good save, but the rebound goes way out to the right. Hansen's there all alone. Watch him in the lower right corner coming out. See him right there? He just finds the open space and the puck comes to him. You know, good hockey players, they go to where the puck's coming, and that's what happened right there. The puck was coming right into that area. Hansen already there. Rebound. Goaltender not able to make the recovery. He made a great save on the left side. He's got to get across ice, and he doesn't have time to get there. The puck was moving so fast, and Hansen made no mistake about it.
Cole Hansen has 2 goals in this game. We've had one natural hat trick already in the state tournament. That was in the Class A quarterfinals yesterday. And I'm not saying he's going to get one before all the White Bear fans get out the lynching ropes. Just reporting. A long puck through the lineman. Turned back by White Bear Lake, and the Bears will get organized. I mentioned that White Bear Lake survived a furious onslaught from the Hill Murray Pioneers in the 4AA finals to win 3-2. That was the 85th all-time meeting between those two teams. They then beat Woodbury 6-0 in the final, in the semis, and came in here loaded. This will be stopped and held by Joe Daninger. Where are you watching this game this afternoon? Where in the state of Minnesota? Where in our great state of hockey on 45 TV are we coming to you? We'd like to know. If you'd like to tweet us or just shout real loud. Yeah, we'll listen the best we can. We're on in all corners of the state, surrounding areas, I mentioned earlier, and around the globe, too. What an honor and a pleasure it is for us to be back at the State High School Hockey Tournament. Now the puck dancing around in the Blaine zone.
This hug back there in defense for Blaine. He's got a great deal of poise when he gets control of the puck. He doesn't panic with it. He takes his time. He looks for the open man. He makes the play.
We talked earlier about players that dawdle a little with their shots, but it's on the other side of the coin, too. The team that can take its time and be patient for the right move and prevail in the long run, too. There's the puck loose in the neutral zone and through the logo. Now they bang it around, no clear control, dragged down by Zach Schaefer of the Blaine Bengals. White Bear Lake, with only 4 losses all year, has not lost back-to-back games all season. And this will be icing on the Bears. Tweets are coming in, probably by the thousands. I can only imagine. Hey, there you go. The spirit never dies, does it? Rightio. The Bears came in with a 4-game winning streak and a combined score of 17-4. I happened to be out in the lobby earlier of the XL Energy Center, surrounded by that mob, that orange-clad mob from White Bear Lake. And actually, it was a very well-ordered mob, but some wonderful people out there, and they were ready to go. They were here to cheer their Bears on, and the Bears are down by 3 now, and need to have the next bit of good fortune offensively go to them.
Good defensive play there by Anderson, because the dangerous Hansen was coming down the right side with that puck. Tried to get through him, but he didn't.
Moss parks it behind the net. Turned away to the corner. Blaine digging around. And it creates something. Here's an opportunity. And a back door was wide open for Carson Rickles. And the Blaine Bengals are up by 4.
Well, all the work was done by Cole Hansen on the boards. Watch him fight off 2 guys. Comes up with the puck. Blaine's been winning the battles on the boards more than losing them. And this time they win right on the left side here. You're going to see him. He comes out of the corner. Pass across, wide open net. The stick wasn't taken off the ice. Rickles, and he was able to just push that puck in. That top line now hit 90 goals for the year. He's got 4 here this afternoon. Great passing play from Hansen. Excellent work. And the smart move by Rickles, even though he's getting checked, gets that stick on the ice and just puts the puck in the open side.
Rickles from Hansen at 2:58 of the second period. Well, Hansen has 2 goals and an assist in this game. 3 points for Rickles, also a goal and 2 assists.
Boy, I've seen a lot of good-looking lines in the state tournament, but this line today is up there with them. They are really moving the puck fast.
They just motor, don't they?
They know where to go. They win battles on the boards. They don't stand around. They're always dangerous. What's surprising to me is the second line that they got on that team with Hillman, Ryman, and Buzek. They've done well too. They just got one there. We get White Bear on the board with a great shot from the far side.
Hofeld, Grant Hofeld, the junior right winger, was wide open and blew it in past Daninger.
And that's what White Bear needed, is to get on the board and cut that deficit and get in the game. And they did that. That was really a good shot by Hofeld from the right side. Beat Daninger, and that's got to give a big lift over to White Bear Lake. He's being checked, but he still powers that shot through. You see it right there. Maybe this deflection on the stick probably caused it to move a little right there. You see that? It went a little different. It looked like the goalie even thought it was going left, and it just seemed to carry him go the upper right corner. But an excellent play by Grant Hofeld there to get White Bear on the board. Get them some confidence, some life, and get them to put some pressure on Blaine here.
Daninger was set, as you saw. Had the angle he wanted. He was not screened. So maybe it did take a little juke on the way in there. Right now, Grant Hofeld has White Bear Lake on the board. It's now 3-1 Blaine. A long drive through a thick screen by Houck. Nothing doing there. Now the puck alive in the White Bear Lake zone. They collide in the trapezoid. Pounded away by Fratellone. Now he pulls it out of the corner. Joey Fratellone over to Klein, and away they come to neutral ice. Tracked down there by Nick Houck. But picked away. The Bears again. Hut drive and a save by Daninger. And Blaine steaming back out. Scheibe deflected. Algren corkscrewed off the puck by Joey Fratellone. Long stretch pass out and on the mark for Blake Meister. White Bear Lake driving low. Meister. Nobody with him, so he'll just fling it down there. And that will go to Nick Houck of Blaine. They all pile on. It'll be kept in at the point, but right to Blaine. And the Bengals come out. Maybe a 3-on-2 if they hustle. They drive the line. Here comes Blaine. Houck is there. A lot of stick handling. Whoops, that went right onto the blade of Chase Bill for White Bear. And turned back in the neutral zone.
One of the things we haven't seen either of these teams do very much of yet is use the points in the offensive zone. They're stick handling the puck down low, they're passing down low, but they're not using their defensemen as much as they should, because that would open a few things up for them, get some shots on net, sometimes through screens.
Hofeld is there, but checked off it, and the puck turned back. 4-1. Blaine is the score now. The Bengals ran it up to 4-0, but back came Hofeld with a very, very, very large goal. Now Blaine away to neutral. Locked up on the way down. Cole Hansen, 18, back in the trap. And bodies fall. 11 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the second period. Blaine led by 2, then by 4 before White Bears' Grant Hofeld made it a 4-1 game.
The second period is brought to you by Tria. For the athlete in all of us, there's Tria.
45 TV back at the XL Energy Center in downtown St. Paul, Minnesota, right here in the capital. And there's our friend TK, Mr. Tom Kerbers.
Right, with his 2 boys. He took them out of school like his dad used to do for him. Tom, the assistant general manager of the Wild, wonderful person. He
sure is.
Ill, but he's getting along well, he says.
That was good.
Wish him well.
Yeah, we sure do, Louie. That's one of the great people in the game right there, and a Hobie Baker and a UMD star, Stanley Cup champion with Montreal, and a partridge in a pear tree. He has done it all. And now he's sitting in that front office where everything happens and it's all your fault. I don't need to get Louis started on that, but they all know it. You can build a great team. Some people will just never quite get over whatever trade it was they didn't like. Puck played up the wing. 4-1 Blaine. Tom Kerbers, a Bloomington Jefferson Jaguar. Boy, they had some old Lake South teams, Jefferson and Burnsville. Had some great teams in the day. Tom Satterdahl and coaching at Jefferson. There's going to be a penalty here on Grant Hofeld, whose stick got right up in the face.
And that's something that White Bear Lake does not want at this time. If you're looking at power play statistics, you'll see that Blaine's got over 39% scoring in the power play. You see the penalty right there. You could call hooking, high sticking, even a little push at the back, a little cross check. So there's no question about that penalty. And then one thing White Bear's got to do now is kill this penalty to stay within 3. Very dangerous power play that Blaine has.
Survey says hooking on Hofeld, who has also the goal for White Bear Lake at 6:47 of the second period. And so that powerful power play of the Blaine Bengals goes to work. Our power play brought to you by Catholic United. And
right there.
This is just exactly what White Bear Lake wants to start that out. Rhodes, a single man down on the penalty kill at the moment. And out comes Blaine. 2-on-1 shot and a save by Foss, and it's turned back out to neutral ice. Short-handed, the White Bear Lake Bears create some mayhem, and that pops to the glove of Joe Daninger, the senior goaltender of the Blaine Bengals.
Well, one of the things you have to guard against when you have a power play, and you'll see the rush by Blaine coming up ice. Now, after they make that rush, you can't get lackadaisical. See guys taking their time getting back. You've got to get back. Once you turn that puck over, now you got to play defense. And White Bear Lake just put a lot of pressure on, almost got a goal there. You can't forget, even though you're a man advantage, that the other team likes to score, and they'll score even if they're shorthanded. White Bear Lake's got 3 shorthanded goals this year.
Yes.
But always remember to play defense.
A chance and a save by Foss on an open drive from the left side. Now O'Brien trying to clear. White Bear Lake gets it out. Here comes Chase. Bill feathers it over the line to Meister. And it goes deep. Power play running for 38 seconds for Blaine. But it's in the wrong end of the ice for the Bengals. Now back out comes Brudzinski. Fans on the puck. Turned back out by the shorthanded White Bear Lake Bears. Here come the Bears now. Meister slings down the board, killing time as he does.
Here comes Brudzinski again.
Back out comes Blaine on the power play for 17 seconds. 2-3 men down low. The puck off the goaltender and slithers the length of the ice. And that's not going to result in anything good for Blaine here. What a big running crash by Leighton Road. Power play is over. 2 shots on it for Blaine, which is now 0 for 1. The only power play of the day. And as the Bengals swing back in, they are offside. 8:08 to go in the second period. White Bear Lake is on the board in this period and survives that potent Blaine power play. And as the middle period steams along, it's 4-1 Blaine. Watch Jackie Kane and Paul Folger weeknights on 5 Eyewitness News at 10. Well, now, 8:08 to go in the second, 4-1 Blaine.
Well, if you come into the rink and you're not paying attention, really don't care what's going on, you just want to see good hockey, this can't help but get your eye. Will Hillman, number 9, look at the moves he makes to come in and get himself a chance. I'm telling you, cut him into the forehand, and this is twice. Now the third time, now he's going to draw with penalty. This guy has got sensational hand skills. He fights, he skates, he just fights you off coming up that ice. He can keep that puck. He's an entertaining player.
I imagine he draws a lot of penalties too, because you can't leave him alone. And at some point, you're going to have some contact.
Well, he's dangerous too if he gets around the net. He's got 15 goals this year in the second line. This kid has really got some skills. He's fun to watch. He's entertaining. Yep. He's dangerous.
There's some guys it's worth 2 minutes of your life just take a whack at him too. You know? I don't know why I'm thinking that, except I ran into Pat Nicoletti walking in here this afternoon, and somehow that just brought him to my mind.
Well, sometimes you got to take those good penalties. I mean, pulling guys down when
that's right.
They're getting away in a good opportunity.
A lot of guys did that to him. Think of it, he gave it back too. Streeter deep in his own zone now for Blaine. 11 is called. Dean back with him. And away they come, but kept in by White Bear Lake down to the logo.
I like the way White Bear killed the penalty. They had a couple of opportunities themselves. They were dangerous.
Long puck comes through to Cole Algren. He squares and fires, and it's sticked away by Foss. Loose puck behind the net. Schoberg kept it alive for Blaine. Off the side of the net from Algren. Algren's back there locked up by Brady O'Brien. And the White Bear Lake Bears turn the puck away to neutral, and Blaine is changing on the go. Shots are now 16-13 Blaine, with just under 7 to go. And cutting all the way in comes Hillman again.
He did it again.
It's that man again, and there goes the net, and he may have gotten tagged in there too.
Well, he ran into the net, so he got hurt a little bit, but look how he comes from the right side and he cuts to the net, and he's on his forehand when he cuts in there. That means he's got a good scoring angle because he's got 6 extra feet, you know, to look at that net. But he just can cut into the net. He knows how to fight the guy off and get the shot away. When you're cutting into the net like that, you want to lean into the guy, and even for a while, you want to put your arm out. You can hold him off, and then you get that arm back on his stick and take the shot. He knows how to use his body to fight a guy off as he's cutting.
Speaks to leg strength at this point in the season too, when you either have it or you don't. Now the puck at neutral ice, pulled away by Wyman. Picked off at the line by Hofeld. Here comes Hofeld. New power number 8 is on his left, and it's turned away to the corner. A penalty is coming on Blaine here. We'll have a White Bear power play and a long drive by Millard. No. And that will draw the whistle, and the White Bear Lake Bears are going to go on the power play now. It's a 19% power play, so it's not a world beater, but it can score.
A hooking call against Schaefer, and Millard on the play just before the whistle blew. Saw 2 guys in front. He tried to get that puck through as we look at the penalty there. The hook being applied, but good play by defenseman Millard getting that puck towards the net, and Hofeld just missed putting a shot on net. So we got an opportunity now to see White Bear Lake's power play and Blaine's penalty kill. Blaine is a dangerous team when they're shorthanded. They've got 8 goals scored shorthanded this year.
Oh boy. Schaefer for hooking at 10:46 of the second period. And the power play running for the first time this afternoon for White Bear Lake. And the Bears move. Touch passes 1, 2, 3 behind the net. Billy Rose working back there with Chase Bill. Here's Bill trying to turn the corner. A sweep check though by Hout, knocked it free. Kept in at the line by White Bear Lake. Power play running for the Bears. And a shot hit the goal post. Pulled away to the line. Hit the stick or the goalpost. We can hear it from here. In the corner, it's Olives. 109 in the power play remaining for White Bear Lake. Shooting, and a drive right up the gut from Olives is stopped by Daninger.
Well, a good shot by Olives there, but White Bear Lake's got to move someone in front of the net rather than standing off to the side when they see that shot coming. The forward down low should step right in front of the net, in front of the goaltender, take his eyes away, and it's one thing that they could do a little better here, and they might even get an opportunity to deflect the puck from there. But White Bear moved that puck well. They had a few shots, attempts at net. Now they got to find a way to get one in.
Road wins the draw. Here's a blast by Hofeld, who has the lone White Bear Lake goal so far. 57 to go in the power play for the Bears. White Bear Lake wheeling.
Now they're doing it down low.
Road, number 9, swings it over. They'll crisscross at the blue line. It's Anderson and Road. Picked up by number 9, Hillman. And that sails into Daninger, who puts the brakes on that one with 38 seconds left in the Bear power play.
And Verkerke was down there in front of the net and screening that goaltender. He tried to get a deflection once, but he's in position. You'll see him down low right in front of the net as his puck is taking a shot at net. You see the there. You see the Blaine forward, right in good position, right there.
Now 38 seconds left in the power play for White Bear Lake. Road and Brudzinski crossing sticks. A shot, high, line drive, blocked by Daninger. A scramble in the blue paint. And it sails up the wing, but kept alive at the point by Anderson. Here's a running drive, but no. The puck skitters away and is lifted out of the zone. And now there's a foot race. Carson Rickles, shorthanded, missed the net. Rickles with a fast-moving shorthanded break. Now back comes White Bear Lake for Kirk. Into the corner now for New Power. 5 seconds to kill for Blaine. White Bear Lake retrieves it neutral. That's O'Brien. And that's the end of the power play for the White Bear Lake Bears.
Well, they look good. White Bear had a good power play there and a number of scoring chances. Daninger had to make the saves. He had a couple of times when the puck was right there and the defenseman helped out the goaltender. They had to. So overall, a good power play by White Bear Lake. So White Bear trailing 4-1, 4:06 to go here in the second period.
Are you interested in becoming a Wild season ticket member? One of the most remarkable season ticket communities in all of professional sports. Visit tickets.wild.com, learn more, and see what it takes to join our season ticket community. You can also call or text 651-222-WILD.
And they're in a battle right now for a playoff position.
Yes.
They're playing great. They're playing entertaining hockey as they always do. So it's fun to get into this building and watch them on their playoff quest.
You think you know what a team's going to do in March or even early April? I'm thinking back to 1991, Mr. Nanny. You and I wound up calling a Stanley Cup final that went 6 games deep.
That's right.
And everybody thought the North Stars would lose to Chicago in the first round. Charlie Beatty between the benches.
Yeah, team's a little slow getting back out on the ice. Joe Daninger, the Blaine goaltender, has one of the plastic throat protectors, and one of the last shots broke one of the straps on it, so he had to get a little maintenance at the timeout.
Well, he's using everything to keep the puck out, and he made some nice saves down there. White Bear Lake moved that puck around well. He had some quality chances. They had opportunities from the point, from in front. They just couldn't beat Daninger.
Sam Newpower for the draw for White Bear Lake, but it's 1 to Nick Houck of Blaine. And the Blaine Bengals come back. Broken up at the line away from Rickles. Here comes Road. Road double team to make a sandwich out of number 9, Leighton Road, the sophomore center. Turned back. The drive wide for Sam Newpower. This is full-strength hockey. Millard plays it low. White Bear Lake on the charge. Road up the wing. A little swat from the point by Cooper Anderson, and that's deflected up and out of play. 3:32 to go in the second period. Blaine 4, White Bear Lake 1. He's Lou Nanny. I'm Doug McLeod. Charlie Beatty's down between the benches here this afternoon at the XL Energy Center in St. Paul, where we are thrilled to be bringing you state tournament hockey on 45 TV. Tom Hauser, Mike McGraw, the professor, Johnny Pohl, cast of thousands with us also today. Oh, and the Docks here too, I forgot. Caldine for Blaine. This Meanders back into White Bear Lake ice, and it's tracked down there by Klein. Now Blaine back in its own end. If you're just joining us, the Bengals went up 4-0 with 2 goals in the first. Another at 37 seconds of this period, and another one about 90 seconds after that to make it 4-0. But Grant Hofeld put the White Bear Lake Bears on the board at 3:28 of this second period. About half a minute after Carson Rickles scored the 4th Blaine goal. Now they pile it on behind the Blaine net. Meister. White Bear Lake settling into this one. Hillman broken up at the line, picked up on the run by Rose, but the Bears are offside. This could have been a total disaster for White Bear Lake because it started out all Blaine offensively.
And then the top scoring line getting all 4, starting off right there with Brzezinski in that shot. Then you see on the far side, you see Hansen get the second one. Then you get the third one right here. Hansen again from the left side. And then finally, it's Rickles. So all 4 of the top line getting the goal.
And then back came Grant Hofeld for White Bear Lake, and now these really are a 4-1 game. Blaine leading by 3 with 2:19 to go in the second period.
White Bear's been putting some pressure on here lately.
Bouncing puck off the top of the rail. Check thrown by Johnson. Pulled away. White Bear Lake sniffing around for another goal here. Will the Bears pot one late in the second period? Blaine couldn't hold on in the neutral zone. Turned back by O'Brien. Pass for Kirky. Now it is Schaefer. And away for Blaine. And that caroms deep into the White Bear Lake zone. It just missed the blue paint.
Well, the last 2-3 minutes, White Bear Lake has had a good forecheck going. They're coming up with a number of pucks. They're moving the puck around. They could be using those points a little bit more. They seem to be fighting for position in front of the net and trying to jam pucks through down low when they could be just sending it back to the blue line, having them shoot the puck. But outside of that, they've had some good offensive pressure in the last 3 minutes.
Swatted right through the crease, and they score. White Bear Lake is on the board again in the late going. It came after Leighton Road won a key face-off, and they got a second try for New Power. 4-2 now.
Well, you know, when you get enough pressure long enough, eventually you're going to score. And winning the draw is important, and then all alone, New Power on the right side of that net. He just gets that puck, and it goes right across. Look at him go right in front of the net, and he just puts it right away. You see the draw come. Centerman, a real good play right there. Road winning the draw, and by the way, you've been seeing Rhodes' name quite a bit here this afternoon. If you didn't realize it, this kid is having a wonderful, wonderful game for White Bear Lake so far.
New Power from Road at 15:19 of the second period. Yeah, I knew I was saying it a lot, and I think everybody kind of expected that because that is the straw that stirs the drink right there. New Power is 14th of the year from Road at 15-19. And Road, the sophomore, key faceoff.
Look at him on key to this win faceoff. It's a nice little play by Road. He beats the guy to the puck, and then he centers it right out front. He's got his line mate New Power right to the right side of the net, and he puts it away.
And now it's a 2-goal game. The last 2 off the sticks of the White Bear Lake Bears. Trouble in front. Boss down. A little help from his friends, pulled away. And this one dances deep into White Bear Lake ice. Jake Klein is on it first. Away to front alone. Out they come to neutral. It's Hofeld. Around a check. Puck loose in the neutral zone. Last minute of play of period 2. And it's whacked out by Klein. White Bear Lake trying to get it again. That reach by Leighton Road. Very sure-handed with that stick and that good reach, although he's not exactly 6'4". He's 5'10", but he uses the stick reach that he has. And the Bears play it up out of their own end again, but not out. And as this one is ground along the boards. It comes behind the net. Served up by Foss for Jake Klein. It's picked up again late in the period, and this one squirts away to the Blaine zone. It's Mason Streeter. Cole Hansen is there. And out come the Bengals. Broken up at the White Bear line. We'll have to let that one go to Blaine. And that's the end of the second period. Very entertaining hockey game here so far. It looked like it was going to get out of control for a while, but you just knew White Bear Lake had a bunch in them and was going to come back and make this a game. And Louis, that's what they're doing. It's 4-2.
Coach Sager said he just had to settle them down. He liked some of the chances he had. And really, Blaine was just sailing along. And I'm sure Carroll's going to be a little upset the way they let the lead slip away to go down to 2. But they're still in control, and they still got a great team. So all he's got to do is get them settled down and go from there.
On the ice, here's Charlie.
Thanks, guys. And Coach, overall, how do you think your team's responded to the environment here?
I think pretty good when you pull it back, 30,000 feet. I didn't think our response after our fourth goal was the greatest, but collectively pretty good.
Speaking of the time after that fourth goal, really good push by White Bear Lake. What do you have to do in the third to get that momentum back?
Well, I think the period break's good to kind of break some of that momentum, but we'll go back and regroup. And I think just a lot of what we did, the first period and then, kind of the first 3-4 minutes of that second period.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you.
Guys?
All right, Charlie Beatty down on the benches here this afternoon. And so there's Chris Carroll. In our coaches conference call, Louis, Chris Carroll was saying, this is about a guy who always wanted to play in the state tournament and never could. He's talking about himself.
Well, he looks like he could still be playing.
Yeah,
he looks young enough. I said to him, you look too young to be coaching. You should be playing. What a guy. What a great job he's done with this team, and he's got to be just thrilled where they are today.
2 periods in the book in the first AA quarterfinal game. The Blaine Bengals 4 and the White Bear Lake Bears 2.
The second intermission is brought to you by Education Minnesota, the voice for professional educators and students.
We're back at the XL Energy Center. That was just a huge goal by White Bear Lake to pull this within 2 goals. Blaine leading White Bear Lake by a score of 4-2. And joining me now is Mike McMillan from the Minnesota Hockey Coaches Association. Mike, you've been on the set with us many times before, talking to us about the role of the Minnesota Hockey Coaches Association. You guys do a lot of work for the game of hockey in Minnesota. Tell us about that.
The tournament is a lot of work because we have a lot of fun during the tournament, but that equates to work. So, members of our association, our board of directors are on, the Herb Brooks selection committee, all tournament team. We work with the state of hockey in the Wild at putting on our state tournament banquets for the teams, coaches, and their families. So, yeah, it's a fun, exciting time, and we've had a lot of fun, exciting projects this year leading up to the 75th anniversary.
Yeah, those events don't just happen by themselves. There's a lot of people like you behind the scenes working on that. What projects do you have in the works now? Anything new that you're doing to work with kids in the game of hockey?
Well, one of the things that we did is we teamed up with the state of hockey and the Wild and Minnesota Hockey and a bunch of different partners, and we created a prospects game last fall leading into the season, right before the season started, kind of highlighting, our top players, but also giving them another development opportunity in the state so they didn't have to leave. We're always looking at different ways to make the game better, length of season, number of weeks, number of games, because we want to make sure that, we believe we're the best development model in the country. We want to stay that way.
And one of the really cool things you've done, and we saw it during the girls tournament, you've created a new award, the Eveleth Trophy. Tell me about that.
Well, the Eveleth Trophy this year symbolizes the 75th anniversary, and a good friend of high school hockey, a good friend of college hockey, youth hockey, Mike Snee, was at a meeting, and he heard about the trophy being in the Hippodrome. He went and saw it. He called a group of us together, and with the power of the Wild, the support of the high school league, and everybody in the state of hockey, we came up with the idea of the Eveleth Trophy.
And that will be given to each of the boys' teams. Real quick, your daughter is a coach at St. Scholastica. The apple didn't fall far from the tree.
She is. She just played in the NCHA Championship Series and lost in double overtime, but she's done a phenomenal job at Scholastica, won 21 games this year. Very proud of her.
All right, well, keep up the good work, Mike. Great to see you, as always, here at tournament time. White Bear Lake again scoring a huge goal. This is a game. We're coming back. What a game we have here. 4-2 in favor of Blaine, but White Bear Lake scored late in the period to make this a real contest now. Just a 2-goal game, and you cannot underestimate, Dave, how big a difference that makes. 2-goal deficit instead of 3.
Just huge, and the power play kind of got them going that period, don't you think, Mike? They needed some power play time. They got some momentum there. Goal late in that period puts them right back into the game.
That really is a game changer.
It was. And Blaine made the mistake. The defenseman called and went where he thought the puck was going to go instead of making sure first, and he got beat in front of the net. You can't do that against a good team like White Bear Lake, or you're going to pay, Tommy.
Now, early in the period, Cole Hansen made this a 3-0 game in favor of Blaine, Mike.
Yeah, and you'll see a long rebound here. He makes a good save, and he was down through traffic. He could do nothing else, and Hansen's in the right spot. Goal scorer's goal.
So that made it 3-0. Then Carson Rickles makes it 4-0.
Yeah, this is really good. I mean, you can see how hard Blaine works. They work, come out, and it's an easy goal. Looks easy. Those kids share the puck very well. Hansen could have fired that there. Instead, he got it to the guy in the scoring area.
Dave, just when it looked like Blaine was going to run away with it, Grant Holfeld scores.
Down 4-0, they get that big goal. They needed that first goal here. Shoot the puck. That's what they did there. Scores. Grant Holfeld puts White Bear back into the game. And then Evan Voss, every play matters in the state tournament. It could have made a difference right there. That's a difference-making play right there for Evan Voss.
And then the late goal by Samuel Newpower. This is huge.
Well, it looks like a set play almost right off the face-off there. Leighton Road, what a play. Backdoor to Sam Newpower, puts him right back in the game. This should be a great third period. Look how excited Voss is. This is going to be a great third period.
That's a goalie's version of the goalie shuffle, I think. Today's stats are brought to you by Education Minnesota, the voice for professional educators and students. And you can see everything on the board there is pretty close, and now the game has gotten close, Mike.
It is. I mean, that's the story of the game right there. This is a close game. It really isn't a 2-goal game. White Bear Lake should feel good about what they've done so far. They just need to clean up their own end a little bit.
Evan Voss, he's fired up. Our coverage of the quarterfinals in Class AA continues after this.
You guys proved it to yourselves. You didn't have to prove to anybody else. Coaching staff believed in you. You executed. You got it done. We bent a little bit, but we didn't break. We had some great chances. You are the epitome of what a team is all about. You support one another. You need one another. We have no superstars, and that's okay. We got lots of stars. And I'm going to tell you what. I told you guys, dream big. There's no feeling. It took me to be 41 years old to get down there. This feeling is something you got for the rest of your lives. On 3, go Bears. 1, 2, 3.
Coming up on the ice, ready for the third period. 4-2 lead for Blaine. White Bear, though, the last 10 minutes of that period, they start playing some real good hockey.
21-19 shots for White Bear Lake in a game that could still turn up one way or the other. One interesting thing that happened to Blaine during the year, they lost to Eden Prairie 7-6 right before Christmas, an uncharacteristically high score. Although it had some good news both ways. Number one, the 7th goal in that one came with under 3 seconds to go. It was a real wake-up call for the defense at Blaine. And since then, they've really paid more attention. Although, as you know, as Coach Chris Carroll said at the time, hey, it proved we can score 7 goals, and now we can score 6 goals. And now we know we can do that when we want to. I'm not sure how far he's going to ride that, but it was an interesting series and an interesting game, and it set them up, those holiday games, and really turn a corner for you.
They have a lot of good holiday tournaments around the state.
Yep.
And I think it's really a good thing because many times you got teams from the north coming south and south going north, so people get to see teams that they wouldn't see.
Yeah.
And it gives you a good gauge on where you stand with some of the teams around the state during the year.
There's a look at the White Bear Lake bench, and I would be remiss. We talked about how many times White Bear Lake has been to the state tournament and never won the whole thing. The deepest a White Bear High School has ever gone in the state tournament was 1982. That was the only year that White Bear Mariner made it to state. Many will remember Mariner High School in White Bear Lake. It's no longer there. The building is there. That spring, Mariner beat Cloquet and Hibbing to get the championship Saturday, and then was shut out by Edina. First year as a single high school after East and West combined at Edina. But that's as far as White Bear Mariner got. The Dolphins, and they had a strong tournament.
I kind of think that Coach Sager from White Bear Lake is getting to where he wanted to be during the game. He wanted to have a matching line system, but as you know, Blaine's white, which means they're the home team tonight. They get the last change. But now it seems that to me, Sager's going to play Rhodes line against the top line of Blaine and try and shut him down, because that's where all the scoring came from Blaine. And Rhodes line has played extremely well this game.
Chris Carroll has 3 serviceable lines of his own for the Bengals, and he's not afraid to roll his lines when things get going. So we're in the early moments of the 3rd period of the first quarterfinal game in the AA bracket of the 75th Minnesota High School Hockey Tournament. And here's a running drive by Will Hillman that's sticked up and out of play early in the period. We are at the XL Energy Center in downtown St. Paul, coming to you all across the state on 45 TV, all around the world streaming on prep45.com with Lou Nanny, Doug McLeod. Great to be back for the 75th Minnesota High School Hockey Tournament. Charlie Beatty is down in what we like fondly to call the suicide box, down between the benches. And it can sometimes feel that way. And this puck is turned up by Blaine with a turning drive. Early 3rd, still 4-2. Mind you, Blaine scored at 37 seconds of the 2nd period. That had to go behind Carter Collins. You know, the building's quieted down a little bit. It won't stay that for long if something happens, of course. Later on this afternoon, following this game, Eden Prairie and Lakeville South will mix it up. And that should be a good tilt. Now this puck gathered in by the White Bear Lake Bears. A long board pass turned off. Both teams trying to get a change going on the fly. A couple collisions going over there. This is Zales cutting right in. Went in front of the net, and a little sweep there by Daninger. Saved the day, but lost his stick, which is way over in the corner. His teammates will get the puck out, though, and Daninger will sprint over to pick up the lumber. Hofeld getting whacked at back there by Hansen. And the White Bear Lake Bears come churning out to neutral. They dish it over the line, turned back by Rode. Everybody piles in the corner. Hofeld is there. Puck wanders away, flipped out a little casually, and turned right back in by the Bears.
Thus far, the Bears have had a little more puck control, and they've moved the puck quite well, and they have to like the way they started the period. They just got to get more shots on goal. Blaine has got to get their intensity back up. It seems like they're not as intense on their checking, their forechecking, their body checking, because White Bear has been able to skate out of the zone. They've made a lot of good passes coming up ice. They just haven't had any quality chances thus far, but puck control is what they're right now excelling in. And when you get the puck and keep it often enough, eventually you're going to get some shots, and that's what Blaine's got to watch out for here.
Gilman wins the draw for Blaine. Right up the gut and right on to Evan Foss, the senior goaltender of the White Bear Lake Bears. Off a drive off the faceoff
from Hulk, and you have to really win draws in the defensive zone. No matter which team you are, if you're the defensive team, you lose them like this, you give up chances.
Gilman got it again, a shot on again, and a high second shot that staggered Foss. Might have hit him in the face mask. The puck comes sailing back into Blaine ice. The Bengals will try to turn it clear and stay out of trouble. Spencer Millard is there, though, for White Bear Lake, and they side saddle that pass over, and everything goes offside. If they touched it, so now they just have to ring it around. And here's Billy Rhodes. Swept away by Foss. White Bear Lake in the neutral zone. Shot is on. The save by Daninger. Fine angle drive left by Rose, but no. Turned away by Blaine, and the Bengals come steaming out through neutral. Caldine drops it back. Oh, they're offside. Play was offside with 13:12 to go. Still early in the third. Still a 2-goal spread.
The third period is brought to you by PolyMet Mining, working to produce the copper, nickel, and other essential metals that make this broadcast possible.
Well, look what we've got. We've got folks joining us from everywhere around the world. Hello, Japan. Where are you watching our broadcast today? If you're streaming on prep45.com, are you in Asia? Hello, Singapore, Indonesia, Australia, the subcontinent, India. Anybody in Africa? How about Europe, South America? Of course, in Canada, goes without saying. We're delighted to have you here in the state of hockey. White Bear Lake on the attack now in the Blaine zone. Cut off the skate now. Carson Rickles. And the Bears bring it back down. Rhodes cutting on in. Rhodes shoots one. And he got bushwhacked by Daninger just as he pulled the trigger. Joe Daninger was with him as he came right through the goal crease.
Rhodes hurt a little bit on that check. What a game he's had thus far, too.
Oh, he has.
He's going to back up now.
New power. Turns it back away to neutral ice. Now it's Millard. Tries to swing for a shot. 2 men down against 2. Piava there for White Bear Lake. Checked and stopped in his tracks by Brzezinski. Caden Brzezinski. And Blaine counterattacks. You saw they were trying to get number 17, Carson Rickles, loose in front of the goal, which is not a bad idea for a guy who has, 77 points coming into the tournament. And another goal and 2 assists this afternoon. Turned out by Blaine. Here's Zach Busick. Driving the line with Hillman on his left. The center goes right through the lip of the goal crease. And it's tracked down by Jack Ryman for Blaine. Waiting for a line change. He flings it low. Puck dancing around in White Bear Lake ice, and a close call as Zach Busick came charging in seemingly from nowhere. Nothing happened though, and Klein turns it out for the Bears. White Bear Lake flings it low, and that's out of play.
Well, we saw White Bear had a good chance on the other, and just previous to that, you see Road coming down, and boy, has this kid been playing well today. Cuts to the net to his forehand. Seems like he's got the goaltender, but got checked at the last second. A good defensive play, but an excellent opportunity, and all developed individually by Road. Good play there.
Very nice and great camera work by our crew here at the XL Energy Center. Puck alive now in the Blaine zone. Mason Streeter turns it away to neutral. Assisted behind the net by Voss. Puck in the corner now to Blaine's Ethan Scheiber. Pulled out by the Bears. Meister's there on the run with Bill on his right. Takes the check, and Bill fires, and it's up over the top of the net. 22-22 shots on goal are dead even. This is icing on Blaine.
And essentially, that's the way this game has been. It's a pretty even game. You have 4 goals for Blaine. They had an explosive time there early in the game, but White Bear Lake coach got it there. You see Tim Sager's got to be happy with the way his team has played since they got that first goal from when it was 4-0 on. White Bears more than held its own all the way through. They just are not shooting the puck enough when they get in the offensive zone. They try and beat a man a little too much, but they've had opportunities to get in the zone and make plays, and definitely had as much puck handling time as Blaine has had since this game went 4-0.
And Blaine didn't have long to relish that 4-0 lead. Exactly 30 seconds, as a matter of fact, between Carson Rickles' goal that made it 4-0 and Grant Hofeld's that came back and got the Bears on the board.
Blaine's doing a good job of checking, and they always seem to have a guy back. And that's what you have to do. You got to make sure your high man is coming back. Blaine has been able to do that, and the opportunities have been cut down for White Bear Lake because of the way Blaine's playing defense.
Believe in.
Today's game summary brought to you by Preferred One. Achieve your best health with Preferred One health plans. Here's how we got where we were. Willie was just talking about it before the break when White Bear Lake jumped off to a 4-0 lead, but Blaine rather, and White Bear Lake came back.
New Power and Hallfield with goals, Foss with 18 saves, Reichels with a goal, Hansen with 2, Brzezinski with 1, and Daninger with 20 saves. So that's the recap of the scoring and the saves, and right now we've got 9:56 to go here in the third period. As just pointed out, the shots are 22-22 even, so White Bear Lake's got to get a few more quality chances if they want to win this game, and Blaine's got to continue to play good defense, not giving them those wide open opportunities.
Carson Rickles fires his puck down for Blaine. It's loose behind the White Bear net. A drive at point blank try by Brzezinski. Nothing doing there as Foss had the measure of that one. Now they all pile it up in the corner. And some spade work down there. Finally pulls the puck away. The long center, nothing doing, and away comes Hofeld. Hofeld caught it on his skate, drops it back, a drive by New Power. And that's plugged and held by Joe Daninger. With 9:12 to go.
Well, New Power putting shots on net, something that they have to do at this time. He did put in one already. But a good setup there by Rode and Hofeld, and they get a good shot from the top of the circle. Daninger making the save, holding for a face-off, coming to his left.
The Bengals outshot the Bears 9-8 in the first period, but White Bear Lake turned that around with 13 shots to the Bengals 10 in period 2. Here
comes the hand.
Here's a crash right through the blue paint. A whack at it there by Foss. And somehow it did not go in.
Another great opportunity by Hillman, cutting to the net, making that little move. When he gets in the offensive zone, boy, he's got eyes for the net, and he goes for it, he makes the moves, and he gets there. Here he is again.
Hillman knocked it free, still holding, slides it high for Blaine. Hauk is there. Shot steered by Foss. And picked up on the run by Ryman. Blaine pressing now. Shot wide right from Hauk. Kept in by the defenseman Schaefer. Will Hillman there, number 9, gets a lot of attention, and rightfully so. Turned back now by White Bear Lake. The Bears try to mount something through neutral, can't hang on. And Zach Busick now for Blaine. Way now to Schoberg. Played low. Right in front of the net, a shot, and it did not go in. And now the goaltender, Foss, has no stick, and it doesn't matter because they're going to stop the play. What a save by Evan Foss. This is going to be our save of the game.
No doubt about it. Look at this pass by Schoberg, and right away Shive fires it at the net, and he gets a rebound, and he sets the second one there. Puck is knocked down by Foss. Looks like it's going to go over the line, but he gets it with his glove. Watch this. Good opportunity for Blaine, but a better save by Foss. And
wow.
The game stays at 4-2. What a great play by Schoberg, by the way.
The senior Ethan Scheibe sniffing around for his 7th. Our save of the game brought to you by Catholic United. Life insurance, annuities, and retirement products. Well, now, 7:25 to go, at least in the third. It's a 2-goal margin. Schoberg flings it in now for Blaine. Turned back out by the White Bear Lake Bears. And Caldine is there to knock it ahead. Swept in by White Bears defense and knocked behind the net. On the run, Mason Streeter. Nicely out of the zone, a long floater off the boards. they want to change, and so Jake Klein will track this one down for White Bear Lake. Eden Prairie and Lakeville South coming up following this game this afternoon. But we are far from finished with this baby. A long putt picked off by Fratellone. Could they get it out? No. Now Road, and away comes White Bear Lake. New Power carries over the line. Floats one low. Road. And the first scorer of the day for the Bears, Grant Ofeld, flings it back behind the net. This is Sam Newpower. Jumped on by Streeter. Puck high and out of the zone. And White Bear Lake just offside as it was dancing around the blue line.
Well, that line's been doing a good job defensively and offensively. They've seen a lot of ice. Now Newpower already, number 8 there. He has got a goal. Rhodes had a wonderful game in Hofeld as well. So it's been a good effort. You're looking at Coach Carroll. He's got to be happy with his lead, but he wants to make certain that White Bear Lake doesn't get too much time in the offensive zone with White Bear. And you got to be a little concerned unless you're getting opportunities yourself here.
Here come the Blaine Bengals. Try to give back pass, but it couldn't connect. It would have been mighty dangerous if it had. Hip check back there by Cooper Anderson. Blaine for the line. A chance for a chipper by Hillman. Pile of bodies down there. Hillman shakes. Hillman's going to get a penalty. Hillman he is furious about this, but Hillman had been locked up back there with the White Bear player, and as they got up, he took one final shot, and that was that. So a power play is coming for White Bear Lake. Here's that incredible save again that has kept this a 4-2 game, and White Bear on the power play when we come back.
You're going to see Hillman get a cross-checking penalty here. Hillman, who's had an outstanding game and just was robbed by the goaltender. You'll see this play on the deflection right there. Now watch behind the net. He gets taken down, and as he's getting up, he gets a little shove in the head. We pulled away there a little too early to give him another shove with the stick, and you can't, even though you're frustrated, you got to remember the time and the score and the clock, and you can't take those kind of penalties, and it was right in front of the referee, and you cannot expect him not to call it. When you get a stick and you give him a little cross check in the head.
Well, especially
that's going to be called all the time.
Especially a guy like Hillman, who receives a lot of attention in the course of an average game, I'm quite sure.
Well, he's had a wonderful game.
He's
just been marvelous the way he's played. He got robbed just momentarily for that penalty.
Power play running now for the White Bear Lake Bears. This is their second of the afternoon. They try to center a chance. A backhand drive comes on, and a stop by Daninger. Our power play brought to you by Catholic United.
White Bears throwing that puck around real well. They use a 1-3-1. They got one guy at the way up on the blue line, 3 across, and 1 down low, and they move it quick, and that's the key to their power play because they don't give Blaine an opportunity to really set up. So they're moving it quick, and as soon as they get a chance, whether it's from the slot area or down below the net or even up high taking a shot, they put it on net. They had some great shots the last power play. They didn't score, but they were dangerous, and they were dangerous on that early exchange right here before the whistle. The faceoff's going to go down in the zone again.
That was a nice slow change by White Bear Lake. We're late in a critical game and on the power play. They've upped their shots on goal total for the first power play. The official score is to 6. It was reported as 5, and now it's 6. This is power play number 2 for the White Bear Lake Bears. It has 1:15 to run. Jumping behind the net, Chase Bill. Caroms it out. Meister and Bill. Here is Meister, runs it in. Now they contract. They go to the lip of the goal crease, couldn't get the play for Billy Rose. And ready in the circle, a long blast goes wide. Chase Bill and now Meister. 42 to shoot for White Bear Lake. A liner wide. Straight hard drive. Alez threw it low. On the tape now to Billy Rose. Broken up. Rose gets his own back. Now it's Bill. Power play running for 28 seconds for White Bear Lake. Just under 4 minutes to go. The Bears need a goal. Here's Bill. And they set up with Aliz and Bill working the wings. Here now is Chase Bill. Shot, block, drive, wide by Meister. Might have been deflected.
They missed the net 3 times from the right side when you're looking at the goaltender, and each of the times they were able to get the puck the first 2 times. The third time came out of the zone.
That's the end of the White Bear Lake power play with 2 shots on goal this time after 6 the first time.
They probably had the puck in the zone at least a minute and 40 seconds.
Oh yeah, the whole time almost. Don't like it. Full strength hockey now. Blaine streams the puck right back. Now they kick it up to the high wing, and a drive in a wall of human flesh broken up. Not free. Here's Rode. And banked away to neutral, and that winds up on Newpower's stick. Here he comes with Hofeld, number 5. Hofeld cutting in, taken down as he went to fire, and you saw the Danager with eyes on the prize went right down. Now through neutral, it's flipped back in by Blaine and parked behind the net by Foss. Down to 2:34 to go in this game. White Bear Lake down by 2. Blaine in the saddle. No icing here, and play goes on. Caldine wraps it high. Broken up by the Bears at the line. Newpower couldn't get it in. And this is turned back by the Blaine Bengals. Schoberg picked off in the neutral zone. Here comes Lindsay. 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go in regulation. 2-goal lead by Blaine. And White Bear Lake with a long drive on and a save by the senior goaltender Joe Danager, who came in this game with a 1.48 goals against average, and we've seen why.
Here's a good chance for Newpower. Look, he comes right in front, and I'll tell you, when Newpower cuts in front, looks like he's going to be in his forehand for a good shot, and he just goes down before he's able to do that. But nice effort by Newpower.
.151 to go. The scrum and the puck left away by the Blaine Bengals. No scoring in this period. A long high puck and a drive. Nothing doing there for Brodzinski, and you saw Foss come out to cut the angle on him.
Good passing play there by Blaine, though, and hit Brodzinski free for that shot.
And as far as they're concerned now, I'm sure anything that's down in that end is just fine.
Exactly right. They want to keep the puck on there.
There's a drive and a big stop by Foss, but they're not letting up, that's for sure.
And
now Foss goes to the bench and lost an edge on the way. And whoops, now he's got to reverse and go right back in again because Blaine turns the puck back. Now it's carried back out, and there goes Foss racing for the bench again. Meister cutting back in. It's a 6-on-5 advantage with the empty net behind now for the White Bear Lake Bears. And a long drive is blocked in traffic. Bengals try to get control. Punched back in again by Millard. This rattles around the boards with 38 seconds to go. White Bear Lake with a 6-on-5. Puck comes away and rolls to the Bears' end. Olive throws it ahead for Klein. Last 25 seconds, barring a miracle here for White Bear Lake. Blaine with a solid 200-foot hockey game. Good performance through its lines. And we're down now to the final 10 seconds of this quarterfinal game. Hofeld, who got White Bear on the board. Long drive turned away by Danager. This puck fired around, and that's the end of the game. And the Blaine Bengals will advance to the AA semifinals with a 4-2 victory over the White Bear Lake Bears. Entertaining hockey game, and Blaine showed us why they're successful.
You're right.
Everything.
You're right, Doug. That really was an entertaining game, and it wasn't even a 4-2 game. I'd say 4-3, and it actually could go either way.
Yes.
Blaine really looked tremendous at the outset. They played real well. The top line is fantastic. got to be as good as any line in the state. But after for some reason, Blaine, I don't know whether they just thought they were going to win the game, but White Bear really came on and took it to him for a long while. White Bear played extremely well. You're looking at the player of the game, Carson Rickles.
Our player of the game brought to you by Saxon. Saxon Inver Grove Ford Lincoln. Getting it right. 4 generations.
A goal and 2 assists for him, and that line was the difference. But both of these clubs played hard, played well. They're really good-looking teams. And Daninger was great in the net for Blaine, but Foss made some unbelievable saves at the same time for White Bear. So an excellent game for the crowd, a terrific win for Blaine. Nothing to be ashamed of White Bear. They really acquitted themselves well. They played hard, they played well, and it was a real tough effort for Blaine to win that.
Here's our play of the game, Louis. This was the second goal that Cole Hansen scored, the one at 37 seconds of the third. Well, it was the third goal for Blaine. It was Hansen's second.
Yeah, but Foss had to make a save on the left side. And when he makes a save, that puck was rebounded right out to his right. By the time he gets over it, Hansen's right there. And he took no time at all. And that's the key in the goal scoring that Blaine had today. Just remember the times that they scored and how fast those guys released the puck.
Yes.
That was the key. That made a big difference, and that's why Blaine's moving on.
Today's play of the game brought to you by Minnesota Roscoe since 1955. And Charlie Beatty's down on the ice.
And I'm with that player of the game, Carson Rickles. And Carson, your introduction to the state tournament here, heck of a hockey game. What was it like to play in?
It's unbelievable, something I've always dreamed of, and it definitely was what I expected. Unbelievable, yeah.
Your line producing again, and you've done it all season long. What makes the trio of you 3 guys so good?
Obviously, we got good chemistry, and I think that comes from us being so close off the ice. We're always together in the locker room and at the rink hanging out.
We noticed that before the game, you guys are a really loose bunch. What keeps you that way?
I don't know. I don't think we wanted the nerves to set in, so keeping us loose and joking around, having fun. Let us start like we did pretty fast.
Great game for you. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, Carson.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Carson Rickles there. Goal for him today, and Blaine's moving on.
A fine play and a fine player, and it goes up as a trip to the semifinals now for the Blaine Bengals, as this baby is in the can. It's a 4-2 Blaine win.
Today's post-game show is brought to you by Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results.
We're back at the XL Energy Center, where the Blaine Bengals have just moved on to the semifinals with a 4-2 victory over White Bear Lake. 19 was not the lucky number for White Bear Lake, still looking for that elusive first quarterfinal victory dating back to 1945, the entire history of this tournament.
It's unbelievable that that is still hanging over them. I don't understand how in 19 games you're not going to win one. And I thought today they were well prepared. They were a good team. They played hard. It just didn't break their way, Tom.
But they had a tough task ahead of them. Blaine, the number 2 seed, very tough, very skilled defensively.
They did have an uphill task today. I think the better team won today in Blaine. I think people are going to be excited to see them on Friday night. But certainly White Bear Lake, Evan Voss, the goaltender, played outstanding, and they never quit. They should be real proud. It was a great finish right to the end.
And the player of the game, of course, was Carson Rickles. You heard from him a moment ago, and Mike, he had a wonderful game.
Oh, he did. You know, this kid is big, and he's strong, and he can skate, and he has hands. He has everything a college or a pro team is looking for in a player. Here's his first assist on a goal to Brzezinski, and then again out in front to Hansen. I mean, he doesn't quit. He's big, he's strong. You know, he can lean on his stick. Even though the defender was there, he couldn't get him off the puck.
And most importantly, he plays both ends of the rink. He's a great back checker. Today's stats are brought to you by Education Minnesota, the voice for professional educators and students. And just a wonderful game, 4-2, even on the stat sheet. White Bear Lake just couldn't break through, but the goaltender, Evan Voss, had a great game.
I thought it was, as you see with these stats, very closely attested game, up and down the ice. They just got behind 4-0, and it's a tough uphill climb to get back into it after that point, but they never quit. It was a good finish, a good start for us here at the state tournament.
And Mike, our next game coming up after a break is going to be Lakeville South against Eden Prairie. It should be another good one.
It should be. It should be very good. A lot of people don't know about Lakeville South. They have a new coach this year, kind of a new system, new team. It took a while for them to get going, and right now they're playing very well, Tom.
All right, Dave, I can't see enough of that guy getting his hair done down there on the bench.
This hair stuff is unbelievable. It gets better every year.
All right, well, the games seem to get better every year as well. We're going to take a break for some news, and then we'll be back with our second quarterfinal game in Class AA Boys Hockey from XL Energy Center on 45 TV.